call me fuego. 93 like me, fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. It's okay though, she know way home. Bearfield life on the day,
I mean, if the stars align, right, Liquid still in a chance of making it to the money in the final game. Obviously, there's lots of win conditions or conditions for them to achieve that. But I guess in terms of the top 6, at least, it's literally down to a best of 1.
Now is the moment. The PGI.S champion will be crowned at the end of this game, and it will very likely come down to who comes out on top here. Is it a best of 1 for $1.2 million? We are about to find out as the final game of the day. The biggest game of many of these players' lives is about to start. Let's go to the call, powered by Intel and brought to you by Paper Thin and Metro.
1 game left and a life-changing amount of money on the line. Plane coming over Zarky, ending over a military base. That means we could end up with some crazy circles yet again. Paper Thin, 1 game to do it. Where are we looking?
Man, I don't know. This one could go anywhere. On the western side in particular, maybe it heads towards the farm area as well. This circle, again, the first circle just has to touch the plane path, so a lot of options. Could be a Millie base ending. You never know. It is the final game here of PGI.S, Matt. I am hyped beyond belief. I have goosebumps all over my body. There is so much money on the line. I just don't know. It's been an all-Asia day so far, though, Matt. I'm looking towards some of these NA and EU teams to bounce back.
This is your last chance. Chat, tell me who you are rooting for. This is the last time to give your energy over to your team. But you can see planes coming in, a couple teams leaning in the military base. We've got a little bit of a mix-ups as it goes through, but nobody hot dropping in towards each other. Sometimes that can kind of happen at this stage, trying to buy it out, get out the competition early, but instead looks to be a little bit cleaner of drops. With all the teams to talk about, Paper Thin, there is so much been going on Asia. Like, what has all been happening over there?
Well, it was quite an interesting year in 2020 over in Asia. I casted all the games for PCS Asia last year from the studios in Korea, and it was a lot of China, not gonna lie. A lot of the Chinese teams were winning, and gather that info in the recon for his team.
I mean, it's just scouting with bullets, but looks like Tiemba is pushing with cars. See, Pat Caps has an idea on where Lorena is at, being patient with this one. You can see the Oath is surrendering this point. Keep in mind, this is not inside the safe zone, so opting into this fight doesn't really favor teams too much. Really, it's about waiting for your opportunity, and Balefrost finds it. Takes a face full of lead for getting the down and the flush onto Lin Chun, and Mings is on the hunt for him. Defensive line is still holding for Oath as they do manage to get a retaliation knock. So with this, now I believe it is just going to be M200 that's in the low ground position, trying to see if maybe he can get some retaliation knocks of his own. But Lorena not having any vision on what's going on due to the building and having block out so much of what is happening here. Oath, though, coming in, looks like they're going to bring in reinforcements, try to get the res onto Balefrost, pumping the brakes to make sure that they don't come in a little bit too hot and heavy and give a love tap towards their teammate. So Snaker is now defending up M200, realizing a position, but Relo is creeping up the hillside and could spot out Lorena. I think that Lorena is really caught up in watching what's happening here. So with this, it could be a good play coming out. And yes, Relo spots out M200, and now Lorena is all by his lonesome. He's got the inside track to the safe zone, but where do you go now? You're a solo in the last game of PGI.S. This is going to be hard.
Yeah, efficiently done by STK. That's a nice 4-point win in this round to start this off, and now can kind of catapult themselves potentially to a chicken dinner and then put themselves in the conversation for at least to be in the money if they can get that win. So Akkad and Hikari, oh boy, right outside of it. He's not fooled at all. Going to get Akkad, and now another one is going to be taken down by Gustav. Afrika tries to have some kind of exit plan. It is going to be EJ getting the knock, the counter trade onto Gustav there, but Afrika with 2 down. It's looking pretty dire for them in this round.
Patience pays off for FaZe Clan. Getting 2 early kills into it, and you can see it's getting a little bit more messy. Third party's being a little bit more active. EJ goes down as well. Just 1 member up for Afrika Freaks. He's going to go ahead and run himself over. Probably threw himself out of the vehicle to try to deny a point. So with this, Afrika Freaks now out. Oath running up the hillside has spotted out T1, who is trying to contest for these top spots as well. Already 1 member down and flushed. Oath sitting on 4 kills already.
Yeah, T1 trying to hold a wide spread across the top of Potato Mountain, and Star-Lord's going to get caught out alone for it. That's not ideal. T1 very much in the conversation for Bunny. Oh, here comes a pull-up from Infantry. Counter pull-up from Gen.G. Double spray from Esther. Gets 2 members of Infantry. Loki gets out down below the beach. Pio is knocked, but looks resable. Infantry, this could be their tournament lives over. They could find themselves out of the money if they're wiped out here.
Trying to contest for those top spots yet again. Infantry in trouble, has to roll away, leans into the coastline, and Gen.G being a huge factor yet again for the teams. Huge performance. They're just walking through and opening up this leaderboard for so much potential shifts as we look through anything. Code down in the bottom left, but there is so much that's going on, guys. We're trying to make sure that we stick in the moment and what's happening. Oath is continuing their run up in the north, and it looks like they have spotted out Tiemba and are trying to chase them down. Meanwhile, the last remaining member for Infantry trying to roll out of the position. Lorena trying to get out of this spot, and this has been a continued fight. You can see drive-bys coming to play. Lorena just trying to get some distance, but where do you even go? There's teams everywhere. Lorena almost down. No life remaining, really. If anybody spots him out, a quick tap could reveal it. But SONIQS, here's what's happening, and wants the third party of this.
Yeah, it's going to be Tiggleton watching, not wanting to pull the trigger just yet. He didn't really have a good enough opportunity probably to get a knock. It would have taken some just absolutely incredible shooting there to get anything going. And now the patience is going to pay off because Pat Caps has rolled up into this. Hwinn going to find the headshot. Tiggleton going to get the knock. Here comes the rest of Oath. Oath kind of with not much to play for here. Might just try to ruin the SONIQS day potentially if they want to try to fight this. Grenades coming out for Hwinn. Veil Frost has been taken down by Shrimzy. Pat Caps almost bleeding out, and I think this is smart. Snakers and Relo.
Are we going to see the potential of a shelter ending? Gen.G, Burram, 2 fan favorites lining up against each other, and it's going to be a lot of Loki popping off right now. Burram, you guys put up a hell of a fight and made a ton of fans, but this is the end of your run, going out in 14th, but presently holding down 8th with Gen.G nipping on their heels. Those kills onto Burram, just putting them 1 point behind him.
That's an odd rotation there from Burr. They were up over to the western side of the circle and all the way down to the south and right into Gen.G, who was just doing everything they can to try to get through and pick up as many points, maybe get themselves up into the money spots. And like we mentioned, if they get second, there are some potential things that can happen. But at this point, with 77 and 4 a.m. and SONIQS, it's pretty much out of the realm of possibility, barring the craziest round of PUBG that anybody will ever see.
Well, it's shifting over. Prison seems to be where everybody is at. It's the hot new place that's popping off. We've got team upon team trying to find control over that hillside. Multi-Circle Gaming, you can see, firmly committed to it. And it's going to be Alo that spots out Summer. Not necessarily the kill he was on the hunt for, but he will definitely take it. We're going to see Infantry still has their last member up, being rewarded with a big push into this. Multi-Circle Gaming full on committing down into it. And now the two that were opposing each other just a moment ago, defending each other, trying to get harassment onto Multi-Circle Gaming. Tank narrowly making it into the doorway before Zhao Yang gets vision on it.
I don't fully understand what MCG is doing here. Going into the prison, even with the circle heading in that direction, is risky. It is very, very risky for a whole lot of reasons, and maybe you'll get the kill on a Zhao Yang. Maybe you will take down Infantry, who was in 5th place behind you. Give yourself a decent chance. T1 and the SDK still alive, though. Still very much within distance to catch up to you. Yes, SONIQS have come out of the shelter. It is Oath that's hanging around out here, just kind of drinking some soda and waiting to see what's going on around them. But SONIQS going to have to start moving. Lorena's going to see the SONIQS put some shots in their direction. That's probably going to alert Oath that something's going on behind them.
This is a little bit problematic as the roving band of murderers that is Gen.G is rolling through. You can see the fact that they're going to be approaching. I don't think that they're going to get firm vision on everything that's happening, but you can see Loki going for the pop-off shot on the 2 motorcycles and 1 in midair. Oh my God, just Loki just destroyed and dismantled every part of Burram by himself. This guy is cracked.
That's actually filthy. That is just ridiculous. Loki, again, it might be a little bit too late for Gen.G. 8 kills is fantastic, but there's only 2 alive now, and the attrition is starting to catch up to them. Back over towards SONIQS, still have to make a move at some point. Now Gen.G has rolled up to the party looking to see if they can maybe third party whatever happens over here. Raylo has been knocked now by Flash from Day Trade. He's going to pick up that point. Vanotica going to get knocked by TGLTN. So that might be the SONIQS kind of changing directions, and that might be right into PO's waiting arm. They see him behind the tree, though. They know those grenades should be good. PO just narrowly avoiding being knocked. The molly going to nip at his heels. It's going to catch him. That's going to be the knock. Now it is just Loki left for Gen G.
Problems abound on so many different sections of this. We've got FaZe that's rolling back behind Day Trade, so while they were harassing into this fight, Gen G now in trouble as SONIQS is lining up into them. T1 moving into an advantage position around Zenith's Roth, so you can see fighting now happening outside the safe zone. Roth has been kind of caught out by himself, aware of the fact that he's in a ton of trouble. T1 trying to find the opportunity onto it, but it's going to be a little bit of assistance at range. Roth just dancing around inside the smoke, and Aqua5 can't find him. Roth jukes this one out, and now reinforcements are coming in from Zenith. They realize they have an opportunity. Throwables now coming out. One good toss can absolutely destroy T1 in this position. Yes, there you go. T1 now down and out, presently in 6th, but eliminated. Shoot to kill, only 1 point behind.
Yeah, that's going to put T1 out of the money. And I'd say, honestly, it was a really good tournament for T1. I think showing up much better than I would have expected. I think really proving that they are going to be a force to be reckoned with potentially in Korea going forward. It's neither here nor there. SONIQS still 4 up on the edge. It's going to be FaZe below them, 4 AM ahead. This is a big fight. It's going to be a knock on to Godby there from Hwinn. Tingleton's going to finish Flash. That's another point there for the SONIQS. They are now ahead of 4AM. 4AM has the cloud car in here, Matt. This is super dangerous.
And rolling into SONIQS' position of all points. We've got FaZe back behind SONIQS. SONIQS trying to gatekeep out 4AM. A couple of shots are going to come, and it's going to be shoot to kill that gets the initial knock onto it. Buzzface also looking down in the hillside, gets a knock onto Forever. 4AM coming in. They were the leaders, but Sonic has stepped up over them, and you can see it is coming apart for them. You can see 4AM has fought so hard to get into this position with the nade. Gonna roll right in next to Crazy. Doesn't get enough to get the flush onto him, but the second one does. That's going to be 4AM eliminated, and the doors come open. Now Zenith has an opportunity. SONIQS has the opportunity, but it's going to be FaZe Clan crunching down, trying to deny SONIQS in the exact same way 4AM just went down.
The Susquehanna SONIQS coming alive now. Shrimzy on duty with Buzzface. Hits a couple good shots, but takes a bunch in return. Gustav gonna get the knock onto him. This could be the end here. They do get the res. Gustav spraying up over the top of the hill, trying to finish off Shrimzy. Hwinn there trying to res his fallen comrade. Stuns being thrown, trying to see if they can maybe buy a little bit of time. Gustav coming up over the rock, but it's gonna be some return fire from the SONIQS, sending him back down to go for the heal. The res does come through. Shrimzy gonna let loose with something there. I'm assuming that's a smoke. Try to cover this angle of retreat, and it is going to be good enough for now.
Everything is starting to calm down around this point. You can see that FaZe really does want to maintain their gate-kept position on the SONIQS, who's caught up right along the edge. SONIQS has got a little bit of a hillside to play from, but Tingleton realizes an opportunity. Buzzface holding the counter angle onto it. Uba takes a little bit of damage, information being fed back over to the rest of the teammates. SONIQS lined up into FaZe's position. Shoot to kill. Doesn't have an angle on what's going on into this. This is its own contained fight just due to the hillside. Zenith not wanting to make any moves. Circle continues to crest along the prison lines, and the hillside that Shoot to Kill is playing from is going to be quite powerful. But it's all about this fight right here. SONIQS looking into FaZe's position. Fuzzface looks like he might have been spotted out. Throwables are starting to come in, but they ending up just a touch too short, and everything can turn on its head right here. You can see SONIQS know the fact that their game depends on being able to take down the aggressors that have been to the north of them, or the south of their position, I'm sorry, and now going to have to reposition away from it. Could they find an opportunity? The grenade's going to land next to Fuzzface. Not quite enough, but the three-man stack from SONIQS playing along the low point as Zenith getting vision on the team, looking on a different point as North America versus North America all over the circle.
Well, this is great for Zenith. They're picking up some more kills. Team Liquid, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Zenith giving themselves a great opportunity to potentially win this. If they could come through and win this game, they will take this tournament and they will add to their already impressive stack of cash they are sitting on. They've already won 1 week. They could do it again, but the SONIQS still 4 up. still fighting through FaZe, doing a great job being tenacious. Tigleton running along the hill, but there's some cover fire here. It's going to send Uba back. It might have been from SDK even there. Shrimzy shooting along the tree side, catching a little bit of damage. Still SDK up into the circle. So for SONIQS, they've got to get moving. There's a lot of time on the phase 6 circle, so they have a little bit of room to breathe. But for how much longer? Not much longer.
FaZe Clan still committed into this. They know that there is an opportunity for him, but with the longer that takes for both of these teams is allowing Shoot to Kill to now reposition, realizing that a threat could be coming from their south. FaZe has to figure out they've got the opportunity and how firmly they want to commit into this. Uba gets spotted out. Tigleton manages to take him down and flush him. FaZe now down to 2 members, has to make sure that they control this point. We can see Shoot to Kill now approaching into this point. Shoot to Kill lines up, gets vision, doesn't get the down onto Take, but it's going to be Gustav on another angle that manages to connect. Luke 12 looks back over, spots out FaZe making their approach, and this is a chaotic fight along the hillside, but it's going to be a lot of the aggression going back over in the direction of FaZe. Not a lot of options for them to move for, and 10 kills. SONIQS still just trying to climb the mountain as so many enemies are approaching them. It's going to be 80 getting spotted out, finally going down. 12 kills for SONIQS, but 2 members down, and just Shrimzy up now facing Shoot to Kill.
A huge round for the SONIQS. It's all up to Shrimzy now. Looks like he is about to go down indeed. Purdy's gonna land the shots. STK with 11 kills as well. There's hope still for every team that's left here, Matt. If they could get the win, get some kills, there's potential. This is nuts. 4 of the top 16 are still in this.
Just a couple of kills. This is where you've got to come alive. Multi-Circle Gaming did manage to get control over what's going on inside of Crater. Somehow we can see Xiao Yang still alive, but he's continuing around where Zenith is positioned at.
Yeah, Zenith has to push, so they got to start getting into SDK's face. SDK trying to hold this ridge line as well as they can, but the opening grenades doing some damage here. A lot of utility still available for Zenith, and they are letting fly. They want to bust open this position. This could be the winning move. If they can dislodge SDK, they absolutely are going to be in the driver's seat to win this tournament. Stuns are out, grenades are hitting Luke 12 in the face, but yeah, Shinboy gonna get knocked here by Penta. Penta trying to follow up. Kickstart gonna be on duty to watch Zhao Yang and MCG from the prison. Roth is gonna pick up Zhao Yang. Another point in the bag here, but Purdy gonna get the knock onto Punij.
Shoot to Kill getting a little bit more control over everything in the west. Multi-Circle Gaming is lining up in the northern part of prison itself, and that means that a pincer point is going to be where Zenith is playing from. Only 1 member, I believe, up at the time, or 2 members up at the time, looking at the position. It's going to be Kickstart now going down, revealing just now 1 up for this point. Roth has to play this so cautiously, opposite going for the res, and Shoot to Kill can't commit into it. They know where Multi-Circle Gaming is playing, so Multi-Circle Gaming would have vision on them if they try to make any play for it. Now, Purdy getting a little bit of an eye on what's happening in Multi-Circle Gaming as they've been leaned in. No kills just yet for Multi-Circle Gaming, as remember, they sent it into this position. They realized the power from this point and how it could propel them into the late game. Purdy gets spotted out by Roth, as again, it's exchanged between these 2 North American teams, while Multi-Circle Gaming just waits it out. Roth going for the peak, and yet again, another res. Purdy still down for Shoot to Kill off of this. Should be res momentarily, but it's the circle forcing everybody in. Do note, though, Tank has repositioned away from the rest of his team and is now to the south and could catch anybody that crests along this hillside.
Well, they've got an opportunity now. They're throwing some of their grenades and other things. Shinboy edging along the blue here. Grenades are out in the back lines. It's going to be Purdy getting knocked by Lingdu. They're going to step up. Zenith is down in 3rd place. They fall short of the SONIQS. STK and MCG duking it out for the final win here at PGI.S.
Lingdu down, trying to pick up onto this. It's going to be Tank. He has been such a performer for Multi-Circle Gaming, but there's so many angles that are popping off. You can see Penta trying to get the vision onto it. Another member of Shoot to Kill down, and that's going to be Luke 12. Penta, the last one up, having to contend with 2 different members of Multi-Circle Gaming. Spots out 1, gets a tick of damage onto him, but now having to dance around in smoke. It's Evo Lee up into his face. Tank off into the distance, spots him out, tries to go for yet another spray that does not connect. Everything hinges on this 1 point. Separates out both of these teams to decide who's going to get that 4th place position. Penta has everything working against him right now. Lingdu has crawled out, revealing a little bit of what's happening, trying to get information for his teammates. Penta's getting spotted out. The blue's coming in. The shots connect and shoot the kill goes down to the blue.
But Matt, look who it is! Your boys from NA are gonna do it! Your 2021 PGI.S champions are the SONIQS!
Showing up when it mattered, putting together a phenomenal game here. They strung together, they realized that everything was working against them. The circles just constantly moving away, but somehow SONIQS managed to string together 12 kills in that round to perform when it mattered and turn up in a huge way to step over so many of these teams. Back behind them, we've got Zenith, Multi-Circle Gaming, who managed to jump into 3rd, and 4AM right back behind that. Right outside of the top 4 is going to be Shoot to Kill in 5th place with 75 points. 2 points deciding it out. But SONIQS, damn it, these guys performed when it mattered.
You love to see it, Matt. These boys came to play. What a final weekend. Huge performances all around from this team. Hwinn is the shot caller, leading the way, doing a great job. TGLTN, the main man from Australia, the fragger extraordinaire, doing a great job. M1ME and Shrimzy, no slouches themselves. They are awesome as well. What a team, what a deserving win for the SONIQS.
It is 100% prime time, M1ME time for everybody that is a SONIQS fan right now. A stellar performance, and yes, they did not get the round win, but they managed to stack up so many kills to get them into a position of authority on the leaderboard. So whenever everything was breaking out to the end, they had the space, the comfort zone off of this. That 12 kills they got in that round is what cemented their performance there. Just behind them, Zenith at 79 was 11 points back behind them.
Woo! That was a fun one. What a great game to close it out. With all the crowdfunding and everything, the total prize pool is just absolutely massive. Woo! Over $7 million. My goodness,
guys,
Matt, what a tournament. That was a banger.
You guys showed up for these players, and thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and hand it over towards Toffees, the boys, to break down everything from leaderboards to money. You guys, let us know what we're looking at.
Oh, man.
Thank you very much. $1.2 million goes the way of the SONIQS. And for those of you who missed it, that was $2.4 million from the weekly series. Crowdfunding of $3.69 million, and a minimum guarantee of $956,500, bringing this entire prize pool up to $7